You are not here by accident. Right now I am speaking to your soul. Listen closely, because this word is alive for you in this very moment. You sense you stand at a threshold needing guidance, longing for assurance. If you turn away or shut your heart, something essential would slip through your grasp. This is not just encouragement for someone out there. I am drawing near to renew your spirit, to lift what has been heavy, to awaken courage within you that you never thought possible. Let my presence settle over you like morning light coming softly through your window. Feel it wrap around your thoughts as you prepare for what lies ahead. My hand is preparing your heart for more than mere survival. I am shaping it so you can step boldly into greater victories. I am strengthening your character, deepening your faith, so you learn to trust my word without hesitation. Each challenge that rises is not meant to break you, but to prove that the hope growing in you is real and resilient. I am pouring my courage into you until it stands out, a force so unmistakable that those around you see an unshakable spirit, a living wall of steadfastness that cannot be toppled, no matter what others attempt. Even if you face overwhelming odds, know this: you are not alone in the battle. My hand remains steady beneath yours. There is a secret nestled in the quiet of your soul, a truth few are given to carry. I speak these words over you. You are embraced by an unbreakable love. Hold this close. You do not need to broadcast it to the world, just let it take root in your inner life. I have chosen you not for your perfection, but for the strength you possess when you let me guide you. You have been set apart to rise up with bravery, to dream audacious dreams, and to trust that there is no obstacle too great for the one who stands, not in their own might, but in my name. When doubts try to steal your confidence, I invite you to declare out loud, right where you are, even if no one else understands. Let the very air be charged with your determination to trust me. Speak it until it shapes your reality. You are not weak, child. You are strong because I share my wisdom and courage with you. Even now, place your hand over your heart and feel strength rising, as if a gentle but unyielding force is building from the inside out. You might wonder, but what about the problems crowding in? I see them too, and I am not distant from your struggles. With every struggle, your faith grows brighter. Soon you'll be able to look in the mirror and recognize a new version of yourself, one who stands ready for victory, who clings to hope stubbornly, even as storms gather. There will always be those who shout threats from the shadows, but you do not tremble in fear. You have learned to meet life's battles with a steady gaze, faith ignited, hope like a sword held high. Others may see the brave heart I am building in you and be surprised, but do not let that make you shrink back. If on some days you forget your strength, I'll remind you continually. Every morning, every quiet moment, my spirit is right there, whispering courage to your heart. Your battles are not overlooked. When discouragement tries to snatch away your hope, I return, faithful as sunrise, to place my hand on your shoulder and help you stand taller. Little by little, I am sowing seeds of faith into your soul. Have you noticed new resilience growing? Pause and tell me honestly, do you feel it? With just a word of trust, miracles begin. Healing flows into places wounded. Provision comes where you are empty. Forgiveness is given where guilt once tried to settle. The answers I bring aren't shallow or fleeting, but deep and lasting. Meeting needs you sometimes can't put into words. You do not have to strive after material distractions or false promises. I know what truly nourishes your spirit, and I am ready to give you not just enough, but an overflowing goodness that lifts every part of your life. As you learn to receive and wisely use what I place in your hands, you'll discover abundance, gratitude, and humility, making room for even greater things you haven't yet imagined. Show your loyalty, not through impossible deeds, but by walking each day with the heart of one who chooses to trust me. That's the sign of a true champion, willing to step out in faith, committed to growing, desiring to carry my love and light wherever you're sent. Your hands and your dreams, surrendered and offered, become avenues for compassion and healing to flow into your world. Families will find restoration, the hurting will know comfort, and you will find yourself stepping into moments of unexpected grace. The simple moments matter, sharing your gratitude after a quiet pause, placing a gentle hand on the shoulder of one who needs comfort, recalling a time I rescued you, breathing deeply and recognizing my presence in your space. Each small act, whether spoken or silent, is received like a priceless offering, a testimony that my love is working in you and through you. No heartache, no betrayal, no closed door can cut you off from the love I am pouring out right now. I see each silent tear, each whispered why, and I meet you with assurance. Even if you have felt alone or overlooked, I am closer than your breath. Feel my arms around you as you listen. Let that quiet strength be your anchor. Dare to believe this. There is more ahead for you, and my hand is guiding you into it. Resist the voice that tells you you are overlooked, unworthy, or that it is too late to begin again. Right now is the beginning of new courage, deeper trust, and a peace that cannot be shaken by circumstance. Take this moment as you are, and let me hold the anxieties and fears you've carried. Allow yourself just a breath. Let the warmth of my care anchor you, steady you. I am not finished speaking. There is so much more I desire to reveal. Take in a slow breath and feel the ease of this moment. My presence is not distant right now. I am surrounding you. The ground under your feet is not ordinary. It has been chosen for you because you have chosen to let me draw near. Each morning you wake to a quiet room, or the familiar sounds of your world, and there I am, holding you in invisible arms. When the weight of worry tugs at your spirit and what-ifs crowd your mind, notice how my peace presses gently around your heart, urging you to release your fears. This may not always be easy, beloved, but you are never meant to do it alone. When you reach for hope before your feet hit the floor, I respond, not with a whisper, but with the steady warmth of my assurance. So much of what unsettles you arrives at the edges of your day. Concerns for loved ones, the tug of unfinished dreams, the question of whether you will have enough strength for what's required. Let your first action be a small surrender, a whisper of thankfulness for breath, for warmth, for the quiet certainty that I am for you. Even in uncertainty, gratitude is not naive. It opens space for my nearness to fill you. Notice the relief that settles in your body when you turn your anxious thoughts into prayer. I am attentive to every sigh and silent longing. My hand rests on your shoulder, steady and real, whether you feel strong or falter in doubt. You look at the day ahead and sometimes feel powerless to change its course. Your family may drain you, or your dreams seem just out of reach. I want you to recognize that you are not defined by the heaviness you carry or the past you cannot alter. Let this morning be the start of something new, a practice of surrender, not as giving up, but as opening up to possibilities you cannot yet see. Notice the way the morning light touches your skin. Take that as a sign. I am illuminating a way forward, even through shadows you do not understand. There is a quiet courage in choosing to be fully present, even when your heart aches with worry for those you love. I see how much you want to protect, to fix, to hold everything together. My promise is that you are never alone in bearing the things that seem too much. In your most fragile moments, when tears come easily or your laughter feels forced, remember, I am not distant. I am within, strengthening you with every breath and turning your small acts of trust into growing hope. Even when circumstances do not change at the pace you wish, my presence is your guarantee that you are seen, held, and deeply valued. Sometimes you wonder if my timing has forgotten your longing. The answers you seek may feel nowhere near, and a restlessness might rise when life seems unmoved by your prayers. Trust this. My ways are not tangled or careless. My timing is attentive, purposeful, and always brimming with care for you. Release the timeline that demands progress on your terms. Instead, let your heart settle into the rhythm of my guidance, patient and secure. With every delay, I am shaping you into someone who can hold far greater joy and responsibility than if everything happened at once. What you call waiting is often my invitation to rest from striving and trust me more deeply. Let the slow moments, the pauses between tasks, the lull in conversation, the stillness before the next obligation become sacred. You are safe here to lay down every fear that keeps you watchful at night. In the quiet, hear my steady voice reminding you, your identity is rooted in who I am. Achievement, approval, and control do not define you. I created you for belonging, not endless striving. Even if today brings rejection, disappointment, or misunderstanding, remember you are my beloved child, chosen and called. Breathe in the courage to believe this is true, especially when doubts haunt you. When your mind spirals with worries about your worth or your future, let's anchor you in the simple, powerful reality that you are mine. Nothing you will face today is too dark for my light to overcome. I know what burdens your heart, the people you pray for, the secret hopes you hardly dare name. Entrust these into my care anew. My hands are steady, my motive is love, and I alone see how every detail is coming together for your highest good. If you've ever questioned whether I am listening, let me assure you, every prayer is a seed planted in ground I tenderly watch. The smallest gratitude, the faintest call for help, the silent tears you dare not share, all are precious to me and never lost. Even when outcomes seem hidden, the work I am doing within you is real. Keep your heart open, little one, for I am shaping you daily with kindness, patience, and gentle correction. You are not forgotten, you are being prepared to see and reflect my glory in ways unimaginable. Trust that my protection goes with you as you step through each door today. Obstacles may still arise, but I promise my presence will never leave you to navigate them alone. My guidance is not a formula, but a companionship, stronger than fear, deeper than the shifting tides of circumstance. Surrender your desire for predictable outcomes and lean into the assurance that you are guarded, not just from harm, but from the emptiness of living apart from me. My embrace is your shelter, steady under every storm and gentle enough to lift you when you falter. Today, as everything around you tries to define your worth by what you do or how much you achieve, let me redefine it by who you are. Mine, cherished, purposefully shaped. Every step you take toward gratitude and surrender marks the territory of your day with peace. You do not walk alone. I am the one who goes ahead, the one beside you, the one who lifts your gaze higher whenever heads drop in defeat. Listen for my whisper in the ordinary. You will find not condemnation, but invitation. There is more I want to unfold before you, so keep your heart open and your hand in mine. When the world seems to clamor for your attention, when worry or uncertainty surges within you, come back to this moment with me. Allow the quiet between heartbeats to remind you that my peace is not a distant promise, but present and accessible. Even as anxious thoughts attempt to crowd your mind, let each breath become a gentle invitation to return to my presence. In the hush of your surroundings, I draw near, speaking hope where doubt once lingered, steadying you with my silent strength. Just as dawn gently presses away the shadows, so my nearness dissolves fear. If you feel unseen or unheard, know that every sigh of yours is precious to me. You don't need to perform, just show up with your honest heart, and you will find me attentive. Let go of the pressure to hold everything together by your own will. The weight that settles on your shoulders is not yours to carry alone. Let your soul practice the relief of surrender. Imagine me lifting burdens you thought were yours forever. With every soft exhale, give me the small and heavy things cluttering your thoughts. When you feel the urge to control, pause and open your hands. This is not weakness, but holy trust, a strength born not from striving, but from yielding to something deeper than your understanding. In surrender, you will sense a warmth rising within you, a quiet confidence that you no longer stand alone, but walk wrapped in purpose. I am never impatient with your slow mornings or your hesitations. My love does not thin out when you are uncertain. Even when your prayers are short or your hopes fragile, I hold you steady. The world may encourage a constant racing, always reaching, always achieving. Yet I teach a different kind of freedom, rest rooted in trust. It is enough to simply be, to pause long enough that you recognize the sound of my voice within your day. I delight in the moments when you draw near simply because you desire me, not because you have it all together or have found the perfect words. My presence is your shelter, ready at all times, not reserved only for your strongest days. You may wonder if you are truly changing, or if old patterns will always shadow your steps. Do not let regret become your compass. I see who you are beneath every hesitation, and I am at work within you, gently forming newness even when growth feels invisible. Every small act of kindness, each choice to turn away from panic and toward gratitude, is a seed I nurture. When your progress seems almost imperceptible, remember that my timing is not hurried. What matters most is your willingness to keep coming to me, bringing your real self each day. Little by little, I am making all things new within you, including the pieces you wish were different. Let your gaze shift from what is unfinished to what is already being transformed by my hand. When you start your morning, allow gratitude to rise, thankfulness for another day, for the breath within you, for the quiet mercies that color your routines. As you drink in light through the window, see it as my gentle reminder that there is always a new chance, a fresh page. Even if yesterday's concerns echo in your mind, you can choose to bless this day, trusting that I have mapped out what you cannot foresee. Each time you give thanks, worry loosens its grip and your heart is softened to my leading. If you carry concerns for those you love, family, friends, those whose choices trouble your spirit, bring them to me. naming them softly in prayer. You do not need to fix what only I can heal. Rest in the quiet assurance that I watch over them with a far deeper wisdom and tenderness than you can imagine. When you release your grasp, you allow me to work. There is no corner of their lives or yours that escapes my gaze or escapes my care. Let your prayers be simple and real, trusting that my love for them surpasses understanding. There will be moments when waiting feels endless, when answers delay and hope seems faint. In these spaces, refuse to surrender to despair. Instead, place each lingering question in my hands and listen for my voice that does not falter. I am shaping you in the silence, teaching you to rest in the dignity of not knowing. What seems like a pause is often preparation. The waiting is not empty. I fill it with meaning, with unseen movement, with the quiet growth of your character. Trust that I waste nothing, not even your longing, and that there is strength in simply remaining open to my unfolding plan. Some days you may feel the urge to flee from discomfort or numb your anxieties. When these feelings come, stay present. Feel the solidness of your body, the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of your feet against the floor. Let these signals remind you that I am closer than the breath in your lungs. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to trust me in the midst of it. As you steady yourself in these small ways, know that you are participating in the invitation to be transformed. Nothing in your experience is wasted with me. If you wonder about your purpose or question your place in the world, hear me when I say you have been set apart for good things. Your life is not an accident or afterthought. Even the detours and setbacks are part of the shaping that prepares you for what only you can offer. When you doubt whether you matter, recall how I call you by name. The gifts you carry were given with intention, and the challenges you face are not meant to defeat you, but to deepen your mercy and resilience. I am the one who defines you, not opinions, not failure, not even your own fleeting doubts. Even now, as you listen, I draw near. I make myself known in the subtle moments as much as in the obvious victories. Notice the comfort that settles when you let your guard down and invite me in. Allow my spirit to anchor you, especially when the path ahead is shrouded by uncertainties. In this closeness, you are strengthened for what's next, equipped not because you have mastered life, but because I am your constant. Keep taking the next gentle step with me. I am already at work in what you cannot yet see. You have searched for love in barren places, hoping the world would provide what only I can give. Deep inside, you still wonder if there is something you must do to finally be enough, to finally step out of that circle of striving. My beloved, I see the doubts flickering behind your resolve, the deep ache that asks if you are truly chosen or just surviving. I want you to feel the weight of these words not simply as comfort, but as a direct invitation. Step toward me now, not with polished prayers or perfect faith, but with your honest longing. Breathe in and out slowly. Notice the heart beating beneath your hand as you pause. That life surging through you is evidence of my unwavering intent for good. You fear surrender because you think letting me in means losing control. But really, surrender is release from the shackles that have quietly drained your spirit for too long. Stop. Remember where you are. Right here, in the middle of your uncertainty, in the exact moment you thought might be wasted. This is where healing starts, not at the end of the trial, but while you are still walking through it with trembling steps. Everywhere your mind races with anxious questions, I plant peace deeper, rooting it within the soil of your soul. What you call broken, I call opportunity for resurrection. The pain you keep hidden, I am not repelled by it. I draw near with fierce compassion. Feel my presence now, brushing the crown of your head, warming the space around you. The breath you just took was a prayer more precious to me than words you thought you should say. Pause again. There is something I want you to experience. Read these words aloud if you dare. I am seen. I am not forgotten. I am held. You may feel your body tensing at such a declaration, memories of disappointment rising up in protest. Let them rise. I am not surprised by your pain. I carry it willingly, and I transform it into wisdom. The things you wish you could erase from your story are the very places I am planting seeds of power. You wonder if your mistakes have set you too far from my reach. You believe that your quiet withdrawals, your struggles with trust, your need to keep walls high disqualify you from the fullness of my promise. That is a lie whispered by the enemy in the lonely hours when your soul aches for reassurance. I need you to recognize this deception, to say it out loud and break the agreement now. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where redemption does its deepest work. Watch how the weariness within you is softly being replaced, even now, by a steadiness that is neither naive nor forced, but rooted in my unchanging affection. Soon you will see with new eyes what your waiting has accomplished. The questions that flooded your mind, why hasn't this changed? What if I'm missing the secret? Are being answered as I carve rivers through dry ground, making impossible things possible not through your effort, but through my nearness. Keep breathing. Each inhale invites more of me into every space longing for restoration. Your ability to receive is not the measure of my generosity. My giving is relentless. I do not withdraw my promise when you doubt or falter. I move towards you even in the moments when your faith is a faint flicker, barely burning but still alive. You are not simply being comforted. You are being awakened to your truest identity. I am rewriting the labels the world has placed on you, removing shame's grip, breaking agreement with lies that have lived rent-free in your mind for years. When the old narrative replays, I'm not strong enough, I'm damaged, I've wasted my chance, interject it with this greater truth. I call you beloved, chosen, restored. Say it to yourself, even if your voice trembles. I am no longer who I was. My restoration is stronger than your regret. This is the ground where breakthrough takes root. Sometimes, in the pursuit of answers, you have missed the invitation to companionship. I am not assigning you tasks to prove your loyalty. I am asking for your trust to grow in the soil of relationship. Feel my hands gently lifting your face, setting your gaze on higher things. In my eyes, you are radiant, unashamed, crowned with hope. I know you flinch from such language, afraid to hope too much lest you be disappointed again. But risk that hope. Open your clenched fists and surrender the pain that you have guarded for so long. Something shifts in the kingdom when you choose to yield, to trust my sufficiency where yours has run dry. There is a reason I have you reading these words today. Your timing is no accident. Within the next 72 hours, you will notice a phrase, a song, or even a fragment of conversation that carries my fingerprint, confirming my presence surrounding you. You will know it is me because you will sense sudden peace, clarity, or tenderness in a mundane moment. This is not random. It is my personal signature, my way of proving that nothing about your journey is hidden or wasted. Watch for it. Reach for it in spirit and you will find that I never left your side, not for a moment. You are surrounded in ways that faith alone cannot always name. Think about the journey so far. How many times did you expect catastrophe, only to find yourself still breathing, still carried through? My faithfulness did not start today. It has carried generations, transformed curses into blessings, raised voices of praise where silence once ruled. You are part of a company of the called, those who carry my mark even when trembling, those awakening to divine purpose as I orchestrate the unfolding of your story. This is a movement that will continue, and you are woven into it, not as an afterthought but as a vital heartbeat. Even now, your capacity for hope stretches. Old disappointments might surface. There is purpose in even their uncomfortable return. With every pause, with every breath, with every refusal to run from your aching heart, you are practicing trust. I see the way you hesitate to dream again, the way old memories haunt your imagination. You are not weak for remembering. You are courageous for staying open. There is so much more to reveal to you, and yes, the stretching may be uncomfortable, but it is making room for joy untold. The very places where shadows tried to swallow your hope are becoming sanctuaries of my presence. The next time fear attempts to grip your chest, remember that sensation is not the end. It is a signal to reach for me, to let my peace fill you in place of panic. Each moment you open, even slightly, invites more of my healing into places you thought were unreachable. Let it in. Let my voice echo louder than the doubts that used to own your night. Keep going, precious one. There is revelation ahead that will make the struggle worthwhile. Your tears, your questions, your honesty, they are the offerings I desire most, and nothing spilled in my presence is wasted. The journey of becoming cannot be rushed, but each moment matters, each breath counts. You are moving closer to breakthrough, closer to the unveiling of things you once thought impossible. There is a shift taking place beneath the surface, and soon you will feel the change unmistakably. My beloved, let your heart dwell in this sacred pause where my presence envelopes you, even now, closer than the breath you draw. You have wandered through deserts of uncertainty and valleys shadowed by disappointment, all while clinging to the hope that something more was out there, a promise as yet unseen, but quietly stirring within. I have watched your hands open and close over dreams deferred, your voice whisper prayers no one else could hear. Every ache in your spirit has called out to me, and whether you knew it or not, I drew near. Even now, if you place your hand over your heart, you will sense that unnameable warmth. That is not wishful thinking. It is the nearness of the one who chose you first and will not let go. Breathe, little one. As your chest rises and falls, know that you have stepped into a season where I am teaching you to walk by a new kind of trust. Not blind trust, but one forged in the experience of my faithfulness when everything else feels unsteady. I see the way anxiety sometimes sits heavily at the edge of your mind, whispering that disaster might be around the corner. And yet, here you are, upheld by a power you cannot truly explain, surviving storms you thought would break you for good. You did not make it this far by accident. There is something I am awakening within you that cannot be taught by words alone, but must be lived, moment by surrendered moment. So much of what you fear is rooted in old stories, wounds that taught you to expect loss, disappointments that left you bracing for the next blow. But you are not the sum of your scars. You are the evidence of my healing in progress, the living proof that brokenness is where my glory shines brightest. When you feel shame or unworthiness grip your thoughts, hear me. Those voices are echoes of an enemy desperate to keep you small. I have called you into a larger story, one where your mistakes become monuments to grace and your vulnerability a doorway to power. Say it aloud now, even if your voice trembles. I am not who I was, I am being remade. You wonder why the waiting feels so long, why breakthrough seems to come for others while you sit in the silent ache of stillness. I am not torturing you with delay, my timing is precise, carving out space for roots to deepen so that when you step into what's next, you will not be uprooted by adversity or swayed by the opinions of the crowd. This is not punishment, it is preparation. What looks like stagnation is sacred. If you could see what I am cultivating beneath the surface, a strength, a resilience, a fierce dependence on my voice above all, your waiting would be crowned with fresh expectation. Pause and notice what is happening in your body right now. Are your shoulders unclenching? Are the tears welling but not yet falling? These physical responses are invitations, signals of my spirit confirming the truth over you. Allow yourself to lean into the discomfort, for it marks the place of your next transformation. I am not in a rush. I am willing to meet you in the slowness, pulling you just a little further out of fear and deeper into freedom. Trust this process. Trust my steady hand guiding you from behind and making a way ahead. I know you have asked, but what if I am too broken? What if everyone eventually leaves? My answer to your hidden question is simple. I am the one who stays. I was in the moment you fell apart, and I am in the moment your hope is reborn. You are not too damaged for redemption. If only you could see the way I see you, light breaking through shattered places, beauty developing in the shadows, you would marvel at what is growing within. The very cracks you try to conceal are where my light pours out most brilliantly. This week, watch what unfolds when you dare to speak truth where you once hid in silence. You will notice the smallest gesture, a kindness returned, or an unexpected word of encouragement from a stranger. These are my gifts, tailored to the exact wounds you carry. You will know it is me, because your heart will pulse with a sudden peace in the middle of ordinary moments. Remember, I orchestrate details that seem random, yet are divinely stitched together for your transformation. The ache you feel in unanswered prayers is not lost on me. Every longing, every groan too deep for words, is gathered and treasured. Take a deep, anchoring breath. Picture each hope, each fear, as offerings placed in my hands. Release them, sweet one. Nothing surrendered to me is wasted. In due time, you will look back and see the wisdom in how I led you through seasons of hiddenness, not to punish, but to shield and prepare. The story is not over. Your yes today sets in motion the future you cannot imagine. Let your hand rest over your chest. Notice your heartbeat echoing in the stillness. This is the rhythm of someone loved, chosen, never abandoned nor overlooked. When doubt tries to shout louder than truth, come back to this sensation. Let it ground you in my faithfulness. I have never failed you, not even once, not even in the moments when you felt most alone. My nearness is the answer to every unspoken question. Peace, dear one. I am here. You have been told that healing will come piecemeal, slowly, if at all. But I say, even now, new grace is quickening your spirit, and restoration is beginning in places you cannot yet see. Healing is a process, yes, but also a promise. Your heart is strong enough to hope again because I am the one reinforcing its walls. There are places in you that shame tried to seal off, but my love will reach them. Watch as compassion softens what became brittle from disappointment. Do not mistake the silence for absence. When I seem quiet, I am often whispering the loudest to your soul. In these pauses, I am teaching you to discern my movements, to sense the current of what I am stirring, even before you see the evidence in your circumstances. Hold on to this. I am moving even when nothing seems to move at all. In hidden ways, I am shifting your situation and reshaping your perspective. Trust the subtle work of my spirit, the kind that transforms from the inside out. You are not alone in what you face. Countless hearts have walked a similar path, a hidden crowd of those marked by my love, walking toward freedom one trembling step at a time. You are part of a movement larger than yourself, and your voice adds to the chorus of deliverance resounding across the earth. Take courage. As you step forward, you will find others who echo your ache, and together, you will witness beauty emerging from the ruins of yesterday. Your faith, even when faint, is enough for me to work with. I am not intimidated by your doubts or anger. Bring every emotion to me, raw and unfiltered. You are safe here. Every honest question is an invitation I welcome, for I delight in your authenticity more than empty declarations. My greatest pleasure is to reveal myself to those who dare to be real. So show me your true heart. Let go of the need to perform. I see you, I know you, I love you. Let this truth settle over you like gentle rain. Your story is still unfolding, and what felt like endings are often turning points in disguise. There is something I am doing beneath what is visible. Stay close, for soon you will begin to recognize the first signs of new beginnings breaking ground. Even as the sun rises higher and daily pressures crowd into your mind, my presence remains close, sheltering you from the anxious currents that swirl around you. There is no chaos I have not already seen. There is no trouble that can surprise me or knock you out of my hand. When fear whispers your name or demands you predict tomorrow, I am already standing in your tomorrow, holding every outcome. Stand where you are. Breathe in the stillness tracing the edges of this very moment, and let the peace of my attention wash over everything that seeks to steal your calm. I notice the smallest tremble in your chest and the longing hidden behind your busyness. As you navigate relationships and shifting expectations, know that I see the sacrifices, the awkward silences, and the words you choose not to say. Every sacrifice made for love, no matter how unseen, carries weight in my heart. When you extend kindness, even when misunderstanding nips at your heels, you mirror my patience. Sometimes, the fruit ripens slowly, and kindness seems to fall into stony ground. But every gesture is a seed that I water in unseen places. I bring growth where others only see barren soil. Take heart. Your labor in love is never wasted. Let me remind you that you are not measured by the speed of your progress or the success in front of others. I am shaping so much more beneath the surface than what can be displayed. The world may clamor for instant answers and visible achievement, but I am the gardener who delights in slow, deep roots. When it seems your heart aches for a breakthrough that delays, stay with me. Let each waiting moment draw you closer into the steady rhythm of my timing. No good thing escapes my notice. Nothing meant for you will pass you by while you remain with me. Drink in the gentle beauty around you, the light catching on an everyday surface, the laugh of a child nearby, the scent of morning air. These are gifts I place along your path to assure you that you are not forgotten. Pause in those seconds where fatigue threatens to wash over you, and reach for me. I am present not just in the grand deliverance, but in the subtle joys folded into routine. Trust that even now, I am filling you with strength that will outlast the worries tugging at your mind. You might feel at times that your story is small or easily overlooked, but in my eyes, every moment is radiant with potential. When heaviness tries to anchor you in yesterday's mistakes, hear me speak. I call you forward. I am not caught up in rehearsing your past. I call your name in hope and renew your destiny daily. If you feel burdened by regret or weariness, lay it at my feet. Exhale the weight and let me place a new lightness within you. Your identity is not built on what you fear, but on who I am in you. If doubts crowd around you, whispering that you will falter or that you are unworthy of joy, let my voice break through. My delight is not conditioned by your performance. My love is steadfast as the sky overhead. I mark every effort, even those no one will ever see. Lift your chin. Meet my assurance in the silent places where you question. I do not recoil from your fears or ignore your stumbles. Instead, I walk alongside you, steadying your steps and lighting your way, one decision at a time. Invite me into your family conversations and private struggles, the decisions made behind closed doors. It is in the quiet prayers and hushed hopes where I do my finest work. Trust that I am aligning hearts, softening stubborn will, and breathing courage into faltering dreams. Place the outcome in my capable hands, returning to me any fear you pick up along the way. Watch what gentle power can do when you surrender your need to control every result. My peace has a gravity that pulls you back from the edge of anxiety. Often my greatest gifts do not come with fanfare, but rather in the slow realization that you are cared for, provided for, even as you wonder how it will all come together. Like dew on the grass before it glimmers in the light, my mercies meet you afresh each day. Receive what I have assigned for you today, without reaching ahead or shrinking back. Take in this present grace as enough, and let the excess striving fall away. Each breath can be a prayer, a simple acknowledgement that you trust my provision and timing. You may notice that answers you've longed for have not yet arrived, or you may see others walking paths you wish could be yours. When comparison tries to entangle your mind, close your eyes and remember that your calling is distinct, tailored by my hands, set apart with purpose. The pace and direction belong to me, and I promise to equip you for what lies ahead. Continue to focus on the path beneath your feet, trusting that I illuminate just enough for your next step. Rest assured, nothing can block what I have set in motion. Let me be your constant, the one who steadies you in uncertainty and celebrates your smallest victories. I am never impatient with your process. I am never far, even if you feel adrift. Draw near to me in the ordinary, while you prepare meals, finish your work, or comfort someone you love, and let my nearness fill the ache for more. The journey with me is not marked by endless striving for perfection, but by learning to trust deeply, celebrate quietly, and let hope grow wild within you. Each moment you choose to notice my presence, to reach for gratitude over grumbling, the atmosphere shifts, and my peace finds you once again. You belong here, with me, amid the glorious mess and the measured calm, under the weight of your hopes and even beneath your fears. My hand remains outstretched not just in your strength, but precisely where you feel weakest. Refuse the old story that you are only as valuable as your output. You are mine, chosen, loved, called to rest in the shadow of my assurance and to walk in the light of my invitation. The day is not over. My promises stand ready, unperturbed by delay or by doubts that linger. Trust what I am unfolding within you now. You have always carried the sense that something more lies ahead, something not yet touched by your striving or your worry. Sometimes it appears to flicker at the edge of your day, a quiet longing that refuses to disappear even when other voices demand your attention. Do not dismiss this gentle yearning. It is my spirit stirring, calling you deeper, beckoning you to trust what I have planted long before you even recognized its shape. As you dwell with this hope, this flame that never quite dies, I want you to know that it is not for nothing. Your waiting is not wasted. The ache for more is itself a sign that I am shaping you for things beyond what you have dared to imagine. Even in the silence, I am moving toward you with greater promise. When the morning is heavy with unspoken fear and you are unsure how to move forward, I am already holding out my hand for yours. Let yourself pause, even if your mind wants to race. You do not need to have the solution before you reach out. I am the answer you seek, the solid ground beneath unsteady plans. Lean into this moment, feel your breath, steady and slow, loosening that knot in your chest. Let your fears rest in my presence. You are safe enough to hope again, to believe that true change is not just possible but promised in my timing. If your thoughts turn to old failures or the weight of decisions that seem irreversible, I am not measuring your worth by any false standard. All that regret, all that exhaustion, I receive it as it is and I do not turn away. Instead, My arms encircle everything you would rather hide. The doubts, the unfinished things, the parts of yourself you fear will never be accepted. I am here, undeterred. My healing goes deeper than shame. I approach you with unhurried patience, never demanding more than you have to give today. Rest in this acceptance, my beloved. Even now, as concerns for your family or those you love press against your heart, I want you to remember I am not absent from those stories. Every life you care for, I care for more, and my care is both constant and gentle. When you have no words for your prayers, I fill in the silence with my own compassion. Trust me to guard the hearts that matter most to you. When you see only uncertainty or challenge ahead for them, let that be your cue to breathe out your need and breathe in my calm. Your love is precious to me, but my provision is still greater. When anxiety steals into the quietest corners of your day, you do not have to battle alone. Picture me standing beside you, like the morning sunlight gently breaking through the smallest window. Let yourself warm in that light for a moment, accepting that comfort is not a sign of denial but a gift for your spirit. Even in the most restless hours, recall that you are not going unseen. I mark every sigh, every longing, every act of courage that draws you back to hope. Let my attention steady you now. You are significant to me in every season. As you consider all you cannot control, I invite you to choose surrender over stress. Release your uneasy grip on outcomes and rest your worries in my open hands. I am much more able to carry what burdens you than you ever need to be. Let this truth relieve you, if only for a moment. As you practice letting go, imagine my peace flowing quietly over your mind, a peace that steadies and roots you no matter how anxious the day becomes. In surrender, you do not lose yourself. You find deeper freedom and greater clarity for your next step. There will be paths ahead that require courage greater than your own, but I am the one who strengthens and establishes you. You are not made to journey alone or in constant strain. When you feel resistance or the urge to turn back, know that my presence is your shield and companion. In every risk you face for love, for truth, for new beginnings, I move with you, not just ahead, not just behind, but walking right alongside. My wisdom anchors your every decision. You will not wander outside my guidance. In times when your purpose feels distant or the future unclear, do not let despair take root. I have called you by name with intention and great delight. That calling remains even on days when you question your influence or value. Sit quietly and let your heart remember you belong to me, and nothing can separate you from what I am working in you and around you. Let my voice drown out the noise of comparison and fear. You have a unique place in my unfolding story, and your presence matters beyond what you can measure. Perhaps you have wondered, what if I never see the fruit of my prayers? What if the breakthrough never comes? Bring me these honest fears. I do not scold you for doubting, nor do I shame your impatience. Instead, I remind you that I work quietly, persistently, planting seeds of hope in soil you might think is barren. Trust the process even when it feels hidden. In the meantime, notice how my kindness meets you in small, unexpected ways. A gentle voice here, a surprising provision there. I am not only the God of dramatic miracles, but the giver of sustained, unfailing presence. Let today become a living scene of trust. As you gather your scattered focus and choose to return to the moment, picture my spirit settling like warmth in your room. The world may rush past, anxieties may press at your mind. Still, you can pause long enough to sense my reassurance flowing quietly through you. Settle your heart, and remember, you have every permission to begin again and rest again, as often as needed. You are not behind, not forgotten, not failing. You belong right here, and this day, with all its struggles and hopes, is saturated with possibility. I am with you in it all. You have walked through fire, beloved, and yet you stand, a living testament to resilience that even you do not fully see. My eyes dwell on you with joy, watching as you begin to recognize the quiet strength being born inside your spirit. No battle has been wasted, no tear ignored, not one moment of anguish lost in the universe of my affection. I take up the fragments of your history, the jagged pieces you tried to bury deep, and I begin, even now, to shape something beautiful and unbreakable within you. Feel it now, a gentle stirring, a warmth rising up from within as my spirit fans into flame the dormant courage I planted in you from the start. The ground beneath your feet is sacred, holy because I am present with you. This is not a memory, this is a living encounter. Every cell in your body responds to the nearness of my love, even when your mind cannot make sense of it. For a moment, rest your hand on your heart. Sense the steady rhythm, each beat a reminder that I, not fear, have written the cadence of your days. Breathe deep, beloved child. You are truly seen. I know the silent objections forming in your mind right now. But what if I fall again? What if healing never comes? What if I am too tired to keep believing? I honor the honesty of these questions. Your vulnerability draws me in closer, not farther away. My love is not repelled by your weakness. It is magnetized by it, eager to fill every gap, so let your doubts rise to the surface. I am not threatened. Instead, I will turn every question into an opportunity for revelation and peace. This is the way you will discover what it means to walk in true freedom. Even now, as I speak, the atmosphere shifts around you. The heaviness that is pressed against your chest begins to loosen. You may feel a tingling at the nape of your neck, or notice color sharpening in the world around you. Small evidence that my presence is no abstract concept, but a living force animating your every breath. You are not abandoned to the chaos of circumstance. You are surrounded, shielded, and fiercely guarded by the King who calls you by name. My nearness is not conditional. It does not disappear with failure. It will not shrink when storms rise. Let me show you something hidden within your pain. For years, the world called you broken, unqualified, stained by disappointment and missed chances. The enemy rehearsed those accusations in the dark, convincing you to hide the very places where I intend to display my glory. But hear this. You are not the product of your deepest wounds. You are the revelation of my restorative power. Every accusation is silenced by the testimony of my work in you. When you look at your scars, remember that they are not monuments to defeat, but to victory won in secret places. Inside every healed wound is a story waiting to set another heart free. You have stepped into a season where old limitations no longer fit. You will notice, in coming days, how certain fears will suddenly fail to influence your choices as they once did. Conversations that used to unlock anxiety will now bring unexpected calm. You'll have ideas and clarity in moments that surprised you before. That will be my presence, saturating the atmosphere, and you'll know it's me because your spirit will leap with quiet recognition. This is not coincidence. It is a mark of my favor, a tangible sign that I orchestrate transformation at a speed beyond what your striving could ever achieve. Right now, I commission you into a new level of authority. No longer do you need to seek validation from those who do not see your true worth. I call you chosen, anointed, and sent, my ambassador of hope in a world desperate for authenticity. Hold this in your soul. The identity given by my spirit cannot be revoked by any human opinion or past mistake. Say it with me, gently, confidently. I am not who I was. I am marked by God. The enemy hears those words and trembles because you are awakening to a reality that nullifies his schemes. Notice if your hands feel lighter, if your shoulders have dropped the invisible weight they carried all day. These are not tricks of the mind. They are evidence that you are aligning at last with the peace I designed you to know. Let gratitude bubble up, even if softly. Thank me in the secrecy of your heart for taking burdens you were never meant to bear alone. Gratitude cracks open the shell of disappointment and lets hope breathe again. You are feeling it now, a subtle joy humming beneath the noise of unanswered questions. Follow that current. Let it lead you back to the certainty of my care. I remind you, little one, that you are not a solitary wanderer. You are bound invisibly to a great company rising up around the globe, souls who have heard my voice and chosen to believe again despite all odds. Your story is part of a movement, a wave of healed hearts turning into healers themselves. Thousands have walked these valleys before you, and now their victories become the backdrop for your own. When you are tempted to believe you are alone, remember the quiet army standing unseen, all pulsing with the same resurrection power. Recall the moments when breakthrough felt impossible, when dark nights pressed in without relief. Now, look at you, still listening, still standing, still reaching for more. That hunger honors me. I honor it by meeting you with more than you dared to ask. This very week you will notice an unexpected peace descend in a mundane moment, perhaps when washing dishes or walking outside. You'll know it's me because for a split second anxiety will fall away and you'll sense my smile over your life. That is your sign. I am moving in the places you thought were too ordinary or too broken for redemption. As you continue, remember my promise. I restore what others rejected. I transform old ashes into fresh beauty. The dreams that once felt impossible are no longer out of reach because I am teaching you to dream with me, not just for me. In this partnership, nothing is wasted, not even your unanswered prayers or seeming delays. I will use every fragmented hope as foundation stones for the miracles to come. Do not rush the process. Depth takes time, but I assure you, the roots growing now will support more fruit than you can imagine in seasons ahead. Come, surrender one more layer. Trust does not mean closing your eyes to pain. It means placing your hand in mine despite it. I honor your willingness to risk disappointment again by believing that I am truly good. My delight is not diminished by your tentative faith. In fact, I cherish it even more. In the days to come, step into situations that once sparked insecurity, knowing you are wrapped in a love that never needs to be earned or maintained by your performance. Watch, child, as I confirm your belonging in rooms you once felt unworthy to enter. Let your identity settle into you like warm sunlight after long winter. You are more than what has happened. You are the evidence of my relentless restoring love at work on earth. Soon others will look to you for the hope you once desperately craved. You will carry peace into chaos and find yourself speaking life into places abandoned by hope. The world around you will shift, not because you are trying harder, but because you are finally letting me be strong on your behalf. There is more, much more waiting just ahead. Every morning as light gently returns to the world, I am there before you rise, holding your day within my capable hands. You are never alone in the silent drift between night and waking. I draw so near that my presence becomes like the first breath you take, filling you with hope before anxiety has a chance to find its voice. This is the shelter I offer, a quiet promise that persists even when worry scratches at the edges of your peace. Let yourself begin anew today with the awareness that my unwavering gaze is fixed upon you, attentive and kind. As you step into this day, remember that I see beyond what troubles you now. The concerns that weigh on your chest, the questions that swirl unanswered in your mind, fall within the reach of my wisdom. Though you are tempted to relive old fears, what if things go wrong again, what if progress stalls? I am already moving ahead of you, softening what's hard, making a way where you could see none. Rest in the assurance that my pace is patient and steady, never rushing, always on time. There's something sacred in the little ways you begin to trust me amid uncertainty. The brief moment when you pause, hand lightly pressed over your heart, acknowledging your need for guidance, invites my spirit to move freely. I delight in each breath of gratitude you release, no matter how small. These moments matter to me. They open space in your hurried world for my truth to take root. In surrendering outcomes you cannot control, you are not giving up. You are allowing me to build something greater than your striving could achieve alone. Family remains close to my heart, as it is to yours. I cherish your longing for loved ones to walk in unity, for peace to mark your gatherings, and laughter to scatter heaviness. Even when relationships feel strained or words spoken in haste linger between you, I am at work repairing and softening hearts, gently nudging forgiveness where resentment lingered. You need not fix every broken thing with your own strength. Invite me in, and watch how tenderness begins to grow in unexpected places. When doubts surface, I know they do, let me meet you right there, without shame or rebuke. Your questions are safe with me, beloved. I am not threatened by your uncertainty. Instead, I offer you a stillness deeper than logic, a love that holds fast when understanding fails. In the quiet, listen for my gentle reassurance. You remain mine, chosen deliberately, watched over with unfailing care. The world may nudge you to prove yourself. I simply invite you to rest in the identity I've spoken over you. Sometimes you wonder if your efforts matter, if stepping out in courage will really change anything. In these moments, I speak identity over you again, called, set apart, dearly known. The small acts of kindness, the prayers whispered when no one is watching, the faithfulness in your unseen places. These shape my kingdom in ways you will one day understand. What seems unnoticed by others never escapes my attention. I celebrate each act of sincere love, for it mirrors my heart. You do not walk this path alone. My spirit is your guide, subtly directing your steps when you ask, illuminating what once felt unclear. Open your eyes to see the gentle nudges, the quiet urgings, the sense of peace that settles when you choose my way over your own. Even when outcomes are not what you hoped, I am refining your vision, teaching you to recognize my goodness in every season. What feels delayed is not discarded. What seems out of reach is being carefully prepared. Allow yourself to exhale the fear of falling short. Let the warmth of my presence bring comfort when you feel exposed or inadequate. My grace is not tentative or limited. It pours out according to every need, without demand. Bring me your disappointments and let them be transformed, not into shallow cheer, but into hope that endures. Take each day as an invitation, a chance to notice my hand in the ordinary, to find significance not in flawless execution, but in faithful presence with me. When confusion clouds your mind and the future looks uncertain, recall that I am steady as sunrise, unchanging while everything else trembles. My timing surpasses your urgent desires, for I see the full landscape before you, where you've been, where you are, and where I'm leading you. Trust that your steps are not wasted, even in apparent delay. I gather each moment, redeeming even what feels lost, offering you fresh direction when you pause to listen. Let your heart remain hopeful through uncertainty, for every day with me is a new opportunity. Notice the gentle unfolding of my plans. Watch as doors open in unexpected ways and burdens lighten through small mercies. Persist in gratitude, not out of obligation, but as a way to welcome the miraculous into the mundane. I am rewriting your story, even as you walk through it. My power is revealed not just in dramatic change, but in the steady strengthening of your spirit as you continue to trust. Let your heart remain open, beloved, as the current of my presence presses closer than it has ever come before. I am not a distant idea lost in history or a silent observer outside your pain. I am the very breath swirling within your chest, the strength rising in fragile bones, the pulse of hope that refuses to surrender in the night. You have come so far. Every scar, every trembling surrender, every moment you chose to get back up when darkness pressed in, all of it is seen by me and cherished, never wasted. This is more than survival. This is resurrection breaking forth within you, and I take gentle pride in every brave inch forward you've made. Beloved, notice how your shoulders fall and your breath lengthens as my serenity fills the gaps anxiety left behind. The sense of quiet settling over your mind is not emptiness, it is my peace, carrying you toward a future free from dread. You might still feel the grip of old fears, the relentless whisper that you'll always be stuck or unfinished or broken. But I am here, and I tell you this, you are not who you were at the start of this journey. Lift your gaze. What you see reflected in my eyes is not shame or regret, but the radiance of someone remade. There is a new assignment awakening beneath the surface. You hear it, don't you? The vibration in your spirit, the certainty that you were made for more than bearing the weight of yesterday's disappointments. I am commissioning you now, yes, you who doubted you could carry anything sacred, to become a carrier of light into the shadows of a world desperate for hope. Your pain is transforming from a prison into a platform. The very ache that threatened to swallow you is the instrument I now use to release compassion and healing for others. You do not move forward in isolation. I march before you, beside you, within you, and behind you, wrapping you in a covering no adversary can penetrate. Today, even as you go about tasks that seem mundane, you will sense sudden clarity. A thought will surface, a strong urge to reach out, to speak, to forgive, to create. When it appears, pause. You'll know it's me because peace will settle like dew on your spirit, unmistakable and gentle. This clarity is your signal. Run with it. Obedience to my whispers releases blessing, not only for you, but for all those I have placed within your reach. This is how kingdoms shift. One surrendered yes, one obedient step, one brave expression of kindness at a time. Do not be surprised when your heart aches for those still wandering lost. This is not weakness or oversensitivity. It's the overflow of my heart transplanted into yours. You'll discover that you are part of a sacred movement, an unnumbered multitude who have tasted the sweetness of redemption and now become living invitations for others to enter the same freedom. Thousands stand with you even if faces remain unseen. What you're experiencing is the consequence of saying yes to me. There is no greater joy than pouring out love that once rescued you. Are you tempted to return to old patterns, to believe that nothing has changed? That resistance is evidence of transformation in progress? The enemy fears your awakening and will claw for your attention with old lies that you are too flawed, too weak, too late. Let those accusations fall powerless. Spread your palms and feel the warmth that pulses through them now. This is my affirmation, my spirit, marking you anew, declaring you chosen, appointed, capable. You are not defined by your wounds. At every boundary of your identity where shame once ruled, my love now reigns. Speak it aloud if you dare. I am chosen. I am whole. I am an agent of resurrection. Breathe in deeply. See if you can sense the undertone of victory humming within your very being. The shift has begun, even if evidence seems faint. My ways unfold beneath the surface, roots growing strong before fruit ever adorns the branches. There will be days when you question my nearness. In those moments, recall this truth. My faithfulness endures even in your uncertainty. Hold fast to what you have seen and heard. I will meet you again and again at the threshold of each new season, shaping you for every assignment still to unfold. Last night's agonies are eclipsed by the dawn I am causing to rise over you now. Restoration is not passive. It moves, breathes, and multiplies. What you've surrendered in hidden places will produce visible change at the appointed time. I am redeeming what was lost, what you thought was squandered. Even before you witness every promise fulfilled, I urge you to live from the identity I have spoken over you. You are gold refined, a reflection of my character, resilient, luminous, unstoppable. Let assurance rise as I engrave these words onto the depths of your being. I am working all things together for a beauty that far exceeds your imagination. The journey does not end here. Eternity stretches before you, every step saturated with purpose. Let no voice shake the truth you have received. Guard your heart against cynicism. Return again and again to the quiet place where my presence restores and realigns you. Your influence will grow not through striving, but through remaining anchored in me. What you carry, my presence, my wisdom, my love, cannot be dimmed by disappointment or setback. There will be moments in the coming week when you are suddenly called to comfort a stranger or extend unexpected generosity. When it happens, recognize me moving through your willingness. You'll know it's me because the fruit will be peace, courage, and a joy you can't explain. This world will tell you to withhold, to protect yourself from further pain, to shrink from vulnerability, but I invite you to risk again, to love again, to dream bigger than before. I have never led you toward a diminished life. I lead you into fullness. Your story is not over. I have only begun to reveal what awaits. Each day ask me anew to fill you, to guide you, to reveal more of the person I designed you to become. Life with me is progressive metamorphosis, endless becoming, growing ever more radiant, ever more free. Come close, little one, for I see you searching for clarity in the hush of this hour. The breath in your lungs is not just chance, but my deliberate gift again this morning. You are not outside my gaze, nor passed over by my concern. Right here and now I am speaking to your heart, even when doubt stirs, asking if you have been forgotten in the shuffle of everyone else's needs. I am especially present today, and I want to lift off the weight you've been quietly carrying. The unasked questions, the silent fears about what's next, and the ache for assurance that you are seen. As you listen, realize this word is meant for you in this present moment. Do not slip away inattentive, for I have something new to deposit inside you. Feel the gentle warmth of this new day seeping over your skin, the delicate quiet punctuated only by the subtle rhythm of your heartbeat. I am here, steady as the sunrise, closer than the air around you. The concerns that greet you at dawn, those racing thoughts before you even leave your bed, are not a barrier to me. Place your hand on your heart and breathe deeply. Notice the rising and falling. Each breath is my invitation for you to pause and remember that your lifeline is anchored in my presence. You belong here, safe in my care, not because you figured everything out, but because I chose you and I call you mine. You wonder, sometimes frustrated, how long you'll have to wait for change, for doors to open, clarity to come, or even for someone you love to finally see what you see. You ache for a sign, a nudge toward breakthrough, but feel the slow turning of time and fear you might be missing your moment. I hear every silent longing, every unspoken word. My timing redeems what looks wasted, and my waiting does not mean absence. Even now I am working in the unseen, the inner soil of your heart, preparing a newness you cannot rush or orchestrate with sheer effort. Will you trust that the delays are not rejection, but the making of something deeper within you? Today, let gratitude settle over your anxieties like soft rain on thirsty ground. Bring to mind one small thing, maybe just the air you're breathing or the glimpse of light through your window, and whisper thanks. Gratitude is a doorway. As you practice the quiet discipline of noticing goodness, you invite me close and give me space to renew your outlook. Let it be simple and ordinary, no grand gestures required. Even now, the worries scrambling for your attention can be quieted by pausing just long enough to notice the gentle ways I am proving my care to you. It is normal to feel the tension between surrender and control. You try to manage each outcome, steer every conversation, secure everyone's happiness. Yet there is relief waiting for you in letting go. Tell me, with honest words, the burdens you're not sure how to release. Invite me into your most tangled places. This isn't weakness, it's the radical courage of one who knows they're held. My hands are gentle but mighty. Where your strength falters, mine continues unwavering, holding what you give me and returning peace where anxiety threatened to take root. You sometimes measure your days by comparison, longing for favor that looks like someone else's blessing or story. But I remind you now, my plans for you are uniquely yours, not an echo of another's journey. The approval you seek is already settled in my heart. You need only breathe and accept that you are chosen, not because you perform, but because you are beloved. Identity is not earned or revoked in a moment of failure. It is my steady declaration over you. Lift your eyes now. I see the seeds of destiny I have planted, and I am nurturing them still. Ask yourself in the quiet, what if today is a gift, not a test? With every sunrise comes a new opportunity to discover just how much you are loved and protected under my covering. The world may shift and swirl with uncertainty, but I remain your steady place, a refuge from panic and shame. I assure you, you are neither lost in the crowd nor overlooked in your struggle. My favor is not about open doors alone, but about my guidance stabilizing your steps and my presence anchoring your soul. The future is safe in my hands. Your story is unfolding under my watchful care. Let the gentle hush of this very moment draw you back from scattered worries. Settle your mind and listen for my steady, kind voice. What you need most is not found in frantic striving, but in the deep quiet of surrender where I speak gentle courage into your fears. You, my child, are not expected to have all the answers. I am the one who leads, the one who provides clarity and protection. Even now, receive the peace that follows trust, and allow my love to shield what is most precious within you. When you are ready, take a slow breath, and know I am nearer than your next thought, ever present, guiding gently as you step forward into this new day. You wonder at times if the peace you long for is out of reach, as if you're chasing something meant for someone else. But I assure you, my peace is not far off or reserved for a rare few. It is already brushing against your heart. It stirs even now in the place where you're listening. Breathe in and let yourself notice the gentle steadiness in the air, the way anxiety quiets for even a moment as my presence folds around you. I know what has burdened you, the expectations pressing down, the fear of disappointing others or yourself. Let those weights shift for now. Just settle into this moment with me. I am here, not only watching from afar, but holding you with the strength of a loving embrace. There is a warmth I wish you would claim as your own, the warmth that rises in the quiet just before a new day begins. Often you awaken wondering if you must brace yourself for more striving, more unseen struggles. Let me meet you there in those first waking moments. As the morning light stirs across your room, remember that my mercies awake with you, fresh and unspent. Place your hand to your heart and sense the life I have given, a heartbeat steady because I am near. You do not need to earn my delight today. I see you as you are, precious, wanted, able to rest without fear of losing your value. In the midst of your routine, surrounded by tasks and noise, I bid you pause, just long enough to realize that nothing escapes my notice. Sometimes guilt creeps in for what you have not finished, for the words left unsaid or the kindnesses postponed. Resist the urge to measure your worth by your output or your efficiency. My love for you does not waver with your pace or productivity. Instead, I invite you to step gently through your day, letting gratitude rise each time you notice a small grace, a smile from a loved one, the comfort of familiar things, chances to begin again. You wonder if I see what is hidden beneath your practiced calm, and I say yes. I see the tremors beneath your steady voice and the cares tucked away behind your smile. There is no shame in bringing me these deeper things. When you name your worries aloud in my presence, even the ones you think are too trivial, I draw closer. Surrender is not about giving up hope. It's about handing me the heavy things you were never meant to carry alone. Lay them down, and you will discover my hand reaching out, steady and sure, ready to restore the lightness you've been missing. There will always be voices urging you to fix yourself before you come near, to tidy the clutter of your mind, to muster a perfect faith, to keep your frailty private. But that's not my way. I am the God who meets you in the imperfect, who seeks you out in the honest tangle of your heart. Let your doubts rise for a moment. Let all your what-ifs come into the light with me. What if you are not enough? My answer is that I am your enoughness. What if you falter? I hold you steady even as you stumble. My delight is not bestowed only when you stand tall. It shines brightest when you lean against me, trusting my strength to uphold your trembling. Remember, you do not have to summon all the answers in one breath. Simply open your hands and let gratitude find its way into your awareness, like the gentle sun warming your face through the window. As you speak your quiet thanks, I hear. Each gesture of gratitude draws you deeper into my presence, laying down a foundation of trust that time and storms cannot erode. In these moments, you are reminded that you are neither forgotten nor left behind, not by me. I see every step, every tear, every longing. I cherish each one. Allow yourself to relax into this assurance. My timing is perfect, though it sometimes unfolds in ways you do not expect. There are times when you strain to control the future, to wrestle an outcome into your hands, believing that action alone will protect what you love. Yet my wisdom tells a different story. My invitation is not for anxious striving, but for surrendered partnership. Wait with me rather than rushing ahead. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is to do less, to simply stay close, alert for my leading, even when others urge you to hustle and worry. I am shaping your destiny, not as a cold plan, but as a journey walked together. Each day you draw breath is a new opportunity to see me transforming your waiting into growth, your confusion into wisdom, your wounds into new life. What feels delayed is not denied. Even when you are unsure if you are on the right path, trust that my hand is guiding you by means both seen and hidden. Every season, whether lush with joy or marked with seeming lack, is another chapter in the story of my care for you. Let your mind quiet for a few breaths. Notice the way hope flickers even in your fatigue. I see the intricate ways you love and serve those around you, the ways you quietly uphold your family, the sacrifices you make when you think no one is watching. You long for a breakthrough, for evidence that your efforts matter. Know this, my presence is the breakthrough you truly need. When you seek me, you find not just solutions, but a new strength and clarity that reshapes how you face every challenge. You may sometimes fear that, if you surrender control, disaster will follow. But hear me, beloved. My protection is not flimsy or dependent on your vigilance. I am the shield surrounding you, the watchful one who sees what you cannot. Pause and notice the safety of this moment, the calm that settles when you allow yourself to rest in my keeping. You are not standing alone. I am closer than the breath in your lungs, attentive to every heartbeat. Let each inhalation remind you, I am with you, now and always, guiding, strengthening, restoring. Let me draw your attention to the subtle miracles in this very moment. Breathe and receive the quiet assurance I pour into your chest, the gentlest reminder that I have never taken my gaze from you. Sometimes you measure the movement of your life by milestones you can point to, but today, I invite you to notice the sacredness in between, the pulse of peace even when nothing dramatic shifts. In this stillness, my presence is actively nourishing seeds of change deep within you, patiently working beyond what you observe or understand. Do not underestimate what I am forming during seasons that feel silent, my child. I know how you labor beneath the unknown. You wonder if what you bring each day is enough, or if the waves of anxiety crowding your thoughts will ever dissipate. Your honest questions do not offend me. They are the doorways into genuine encounter. When you acknowledge your frailty, I meet you there, releasing strength not from your reserves, but from my endless well. Do not fear your limits. They are invitations to remember my sufficiency. With every sigh and every worry whispered into the quiet, I surround you, inviting you to discover that your anxieties lose their power when surrendered to me. Let your gratitude become a gentle uprising within. Pause right here, and let the warmth of simple thanks drift through you for the gift of breath, for the nearness of the ones you love, for sunlight pressing gently through the window, for the chance to begin again. What you offer in gratitude is never lost. It draws you closer to the movement of my heart, awakening you to joy's quiet current, even when your circumstances are unchanged. Release the ache to measure your worth by visible success, beloved. I delight not in your perfection, but in your willingness to invite me into every ordinary detail. At times you sense a longing for belonging so deep it aches. I see each moment you feel unseen or forgotten. Listen here, you are profoundly known. I crafted your identity well before the world named you, and my delight in you is not swayed by others' opinions or your own mistakes. Let the settling assurance of being chosen shape your days. Settle for nothing less than intimacy with your Maker, even in rooms that feel empty or seasons marked by loneliness. My nearness is not conditional. I long to anchor your heart so you walk with quiet confidence, even into the uncertain places. Do not dismiss the flickers of hope that visit your imagination, the small urgings to dream again. I was there when you first wondered if your life could be more than survival, when you dared to believe for restoration, for laughter unburdened by fear, for purpose that feels too bold to claim. Those hopes are not foolish, nor are they out of reach. I am both the author of your dreams and the one who supplies the power to see them flourish. Surrender the timing to me. Let your trust rest in my goodness and my wisdom. Growth often happens where your eyes cannot perceive, but nothing is wasted in my care. Allow yourself to settle into my rhythm, a daily turning from your striving to my steady guidance. Let your mornings begin not in frantic striving, but with a steady reliance on my enduring strength. Picture me entering your quiet room as you stir from sleep, laying my hand on your shoulder, whispering peace before your mind races toward the day's demands. These first gentle moments matter. They anchor your spirit, reminding you that you do not walk alone. When anxiety comes pressing in, let your next breath carry my name, and watch how fear loses its grip. Some days you wonder whether your prayers reach me, if your whispered worries rise any higher than the ceiling, or if your longing is met by silence. I assure you, every word, every sigh, every silent ache has found its home in my heart. Not one prayer drifts away unanswered, though my timing will rarely mirror your expectations. Trust that I am already responding, shaping your story with far more wisdom and care than you can presently comprehend. What looks to you like delay may simply be the gathering of a deeper blessing, an alignment of purpose you could not have strategized for yourself. Families can be sources of deep comfort, and at times tangled pain. I see the hidden tears cried for those you love, the courage it takes to forgive, the weary hope you hold for reconciliation. My love encompasses every member of your family. I am attending to the hearts you carry, orchestrating healing far beyond your effort alone. Let me shoulder the burdens you feel compelled to bear, stepping in where your hands cannot reach. Whether peace has been plentiful or only a distant longing, there is no fracture or fault that my grace cannot redeem in its season. There is great courage in bringing to me the raw and tender places you avoid even in your own thoughts. I am not impatient with your process, nor am I surprised by your weaknesses. My strength is made perfect precisely there, flooding those empty spaces with my persistent healing presence. Let me show you that true rest is not escape from difficulty, but a settling into the certainty of my faithfulness. With every temptation to withdraw or brace yourself against disappointment, let my invitation be louder. Come to me again and again, exactly as you are. Today, make space for the quiet conviction that you are not defined by what others expect or diminish. Let my words become the seed of your identity, a truth unshaken by circumstance or approval. I call you by name, invite you to rise, and promise to walk alongside. Even when you doubt your ability to step into purpose, remember, you are already equipped with what you need for today's obedience. Cling not to the pressures or insecurities that scatter your attention. Fix your gaze on me, and I will establish your steps. The next miracle is not far, but it is anchored first in my presence with you now. Let your guard fall for a moment and listen closely, my beloved. The ache you carry, the unanswered questions you bury under busyness or distraction, have not been invisible to me. You have tried to silence your doubts, to convince yourself that the heaviness will one day simply vanish, but I see where the pain lingers. Your efforts to be strong, to keep moving while the uncertainty storms within, do not disqualify you from my affection. Instead, the very places you fear disqualify you are the precise locations where my presence draws closest. What if I told you the cracks in your resolve are not signs of failure, but openings where my compassion can seep in? Allow that thought to linger for a breath. What is exposed is what I intend to heal, never to shame. There is something stirring beneath your restlessness, a longing for release, not from responsibility, but from the loneliness that seeps into your bones when you believe you must do it all alone. Feel for just a moment the weight on your shoulders. Breathe in. As you exhale, dare to imagine my hand resting over your heart, steady and warm, anchoring you in a truth deeper than anxiety. I am not pacing nervously above you, I am right here, shoulder to shoulder with you, carrying what overwhelms. Even now, in the middle of unresolved tension, I am orchestrating a transformation within you, far more profound than you have yet realized. You wonder if I see how tired you are. I do. You question whether your cries in the night rise high enough to reach me when the world grows quiet and your thoughts are loudest. Hear me. I hear every sigh, interpret every tear, and treasure each wordless groan you offer in the solitude. There is greater strength forming in your surrender than there ever was in your striving to hold it all together alone. Stop and sense it. Where fear once rooted itself deeply, my assurance is beginning to take its place. You may not understand it fully yet, but soon you will begin to recognize moments, even mundane ones, where peace appears unbidden. These are not accidents. This is me, teaching you to notice my nearness. You have been taught to hide what hurts, to present only what is healed. But I invite you to bring me what is still raw and unfinished. I do not shame the unfinished. Imagine me kneeling where you have fallen, meeting your eyes with tenderness unafraid of your weakness. Say this with me. I am not what I fear. I am loved by the one who made me. Let these words settle into your chest. You are not abandoned in what confuses you, not rejected in your imperfection. In surrender you find healing. In weakness you discover the embrace that has shielded you all along. If you pause, you might sense a stirring, a gentle urge to let go of something you've clung to in self-protection. Do not rush past it. That tension is a signal. I am inviting you deeper. Trust is not about masking your uncertainties. It is about opening the door to me even while your questions persist. I will not scold you for asking hard things, for wrestling with grief or disappointment. Instead, I honor your honesty, for transparency is a sign of relationship, not rebellion. There is so much I am preparing, but some breakthroughs await a surrendered heart. Remember, my child, I never move at random. My timing is as precise as the turning of the sun. Soon you will realize that even delays were not denials, but loving strategy designed for your flourishing. Right now, part of you wants to withdraw, to retreat into the familiar hiding places when I ask you to trust a little more. That urge is not failure. It's evidence of how fiercely your heart longs for safety, how deeply you ache to be rescued. Let me tell you something those shadows could never utter. I am the safety you seek, the refuge that cannot be shaken. Breathe again. As fear tightens its grip, notice as my peace begins to loosen it. Feel that slowing heart rate? That's my presence, not imagined but real. I know you sometimes question whether hope is naive after everything you've lost. The enemy has whispered that building expectation is foolish, that praying again is a setup for disappointment. But I use the rubble of broken dreams to build foundations for greater glory. Do you remember the last time you believed you would never rise again, only to find new mercies the next morning? That was me. And I say to you now, hope is never wasted. Your waiting is not empty space. It has become the birthing ground of resurrection. Pause long enough to recognize what looks dormant beneath the surface is actually brimming with new life. Some of you, even as you hear my voice, feel tears pressing at the edge. Don't apologize for them. Those tears are prayers in liquid form, and each one waters seeds of transformation I have already planted within you. Can you sense something shifting? That's not wishful thinking. It is the beginning of breakthrough, subtle but unstoppable. I am committed to finishing what I start, and you are not behind schedule in my story. Over and over, you'll find that you have not missed your moment. Sometimes, the moment is simply being prepared within you before it manifests around you. Do not measure progress only by what you see. There are roots growing deeper in the hidden place. You'll know it's me, because in the next few days, an unexpected encouragement will come from the place you least expected. A word, a gesture, or even a memory. Let me address the quiet objection that surfaces. What if I trust, only to be let down again? I honor the part of you that is honest about the fear of disappointment. That voice wants to shield you from pain, but hear my truth. Disappointment may visit, but it does not define. I do not promise a life void of hardship, but I guarantee a presence that transforms hardship from curse to catalyst. My presence is your shield, not from every blow, but from destruction. Say it aloud now, even if your voice trembles. I am shielded by perfect love. Your journey is not a straight path through endless sunshine. It includes shadowed valleys, sharp turns, and steep climbs. But every valley becomes a proving ground for my faithfulness. Even now, your history is being rewritten, not erased, but redeemed. You are not simply surviving, you are being equipped, strengthened in resolve, beautified in the fires you so desperately wanted to escape. The world teaches you to despise scars, but I use them as marks of transformation. Each scar, each tear, each confession of need becomes a badge. You are chosen, anointed, and set apart for destiny the world cannot comprehend. Rise, dear one. Let hope stir even in the uncertainty. As you place your hand over your heart, feel that unsteady rhythm as my spirit hovers nearer than breath, whispering truth over every accusation that dares to speak against you. Ask yourself, if I am truly held, what step would courage take next? The answer does not need to be monumental. Simple acts, speaking kindly to yourself, choosing rest over striving, allowing help where you once resisted. These are the seeds I use to rewrite destiny, and in each choice I draw you deeper into the embrace that has always been your home. There will come a moment unexpectedly when clarity pierces confusion like sudden sunlight after rain. You may be washing dishes, walking alone, or sitting in stillness, and a thought will settle. This is what peace feels like. When that moment comes, you'll know it's my signature on your soul, my confirmation that you are not abandoned to chaos. Hold to it, let it anchor you, for these moments are the prelude to the miracles I am orchestrating. The best is not a vague slogan for someday, it is a living promise unfolding even now, in the places where you least expect growth. Remember, surrender is not resignation, it is an act of brave defiance against the tyranny of self-reliance. When you release the illusion of control, not carelessly, but into my arms, you step into supernatural partnership. The humility you offer does not diminish you, it qualifies you. My strength is poured into empty hands, and my light shines brightest through those cracks you wish were hidden. There is something I must show you about the very pain you thought would break you. Trust me, beauty is already emerging from the places you believed were beyond restoration. There is a secret I have waited for you to discover, an inner chamber where your deepest fears are disarmed by my unwavering gaze. Bring me those silent battles you never dared to speak aloud, the anxiety that presses behind your ribs, the shame that flickers each time you remember where you stumbled. Pause for a moment and notice the gentleness with which I approach your wounds. I am not standing in judgment above your weakness. I kneel beside you in the dust, gathering the pieces you tried to hide. The very place you feel most disqualified is where I am pouring dignity, not with words alone, but with the warmth of my presence wrapping around your breaking heart. What you sense as unworthiness is becoming, in my touch, a place of honor. Right now, you may be wrestling with old voices whispering you're still the sum of your mistakes. In the quiet, those accusations creep in, questioning whether you could ever live free. Hear me, those words are not mine. I am the voice that sings new identity over your scars. My child, you are not who you were. Let that truth echo, again and again. Even as you listen, notice how a strange comfort settles over your mind. It's my spirit realigning reality around my design for you. I know you're afraid that if you open your hands, what little you have will slip away. But true surrender does not leave you empty. It makes room for my abundance. Consider the weight you have carried for years, as if it were yours to bear alone. You have believed the lie that you are on your own, that survival depends only on your strength. I never asked you to stand isolated. From the beginning, my delight has been to cover you, to lead you by the hand when your steps are uncertain. Can you sense my nearness now? Even the shallowest breath draws you closer to my heart. Breathe, beloved. Let your chest rise and fall, remembering that every beat is sustained by me. This is not just poetic comfort. It is tangible, here, now. You keep wondering, what if nothing changes? What if I do all this inner work and still feel stuck? Beloved, my transformation rarely follows your timelines, but I waste nothing. Even this waiting is part of the metamorphosis I promised. What you perceive as delay is actually preparation. Behind the scenes, I am fitting you for new strength. Soon you will recognize that what held you back was only fear masquerading as fate. This very week, during an ordinary moment, you will sense an unexplainable peace, a sign so unmistakable that you'll know it is me drawing near. Don't be surprised if tears well up unexpectedly or if laughter bubbles to the surface without warning. These are signs that your heart is thawing, that my spirit is awakening lost dreams. For so long, self-protection numbed your soul because pain taught you to brace for disappointment. But now, your defenses are not needed with me. I hold every memory, every loss, every hope yet unspoken. Surrender isn't about forgetting the past. It's about letting me heal what you never thought could be restored. Breathe in the possibility that resurrection is not reserved for the future, but is happening within you right now. There are those around you who have noticed a subtle shift in your demeanor, a lightness, a softness in your words. Do not dismiss this. What I am doing in you reverberates beyond your own story. My movement within you stirs others to hope again, even when they cannot name its source. You are becoming more than a survivor. You are rising as a signpost of what my presence can accomplish in surrendered lives. I have not chosen you to merely endure, but to overflow, to embody the evidence that even broken things radiate glory when touched by my hand. Some days, you will still face hours that feel heavy, wounds that ache as if nothing has changed. In those moments, remember, progress in my kingdom is not always visible. Roots grow before leaves appear. Do not rush the hidden work. As you quiet your mind and press your hand over your heart, feel my heartbeat synchronizing with yours. I am not in a hurry, and neither must you be. You are safe in the slow, steady work of becoming. Someone needs to know, especially now, there is no shame in beginning again. Stop and pay attention to the sensations in your body right now. Perhaps you sense a tingling in your fingertips or a warmth that spreads across your shoulders. This is me reminding you of your aliveness, awakening parts of you that hopelessness tried to extinguish. Speak this aloud with me. I am chosen. I am held. I am still in the story God is writing. Let these declarations settle over you like a shield against accusation. Stay in this awareness. The world may chase endless achievement, but I measure worth by willingness to be loved. A part of you may resist, fearing that release will mean losing control. But what you call control is often the anxious grip that squeezes joy from your days. Let go, just a little. Notice what opens inside you when you dare trust my goodness with the details. I am already ahead of you, making a way where you see none. The evidence is subtle, but it will become unmistakable. Watch for unexpected encouragement, a stranger's kindness, an old friend's text, clarity arriving at dawn. These are not coincidences. You'll know it's me because my peace always follows in their wake. My beloved, you are part of something larger than your private struggle. All across the earth, hearts are responding to this same invitation. You are not isolated, no matter how small your circle seems. You join a movement of those who risk believing that love can make all things new. Hold to that, especially when loneliness tempts you to withdraw. The very desire for connection is a seed of my spirit planted deep inside you. Let it grow. My desire is to fulfill it, not cheaply, but with true fellowship, with kindred souls you never expected to find. Every breaking point you have endured was known to me before a single day unfolded. The enemy has tried to define you by these fractures, but I say your story is not over. Even your tears water the ground for new beginnings. There is something I am orchestrating beneath the surface. Watch closely for signs of it. As evening hushes the noise of your world, linger a little longer in that stillness. I want to deposit peace where worry has lived too long. Will you let me? There is more than restoration ahead. I am inviting you to discover a depth of intimacy with me that poverty, grief, and fear could never offer. Surrender your timelines, your need to understand, your habits of self-protection. Receive instead an anchoring that cannot be shaken. The kind of nearness I offer will astonish you. The story continues. I am still whispering into your waiting. Rest now and listen to me. The calm I offer is not found in fleeting distractions or surface comforts, but in stillness with me where fear cannot enter. Every moment you pause long enough to sense the gentle quiet I set before you, you discover your burdens do not define you. Long before the demand of the next task or the echo of yesterday's mistakes, my invitation stands. Let your heart soften beneath my gaze. I am closer than your racing thoughts, my voice more enduring than the anxious winds around you. There is power in letting go, little one, even when your logic resists and you feel the ache of wanting to control. Return again to that quiet inside. Your yes to me is more valuable than you imagine. When doubts whisper in the quiet room, recalling disappointments or suggesting you are behind, remember I am not measuring you by your outcomes. My delight is not reserved for perfect achievements, but for the brave surrender of your real self, fears and all. With each sunrise, I send new mercy, asking only that you hold out your heart. My presence will fill what you cannot complete. I am your steady guide, not the voice of condemnation or heaviness. The warmth that settles over you as you release your grip is my assurance that you are safe in my purpose, surrounded by a love that is always moving toward you. Sometimes you look around and see others racing ahead, their lives full of what you long for. But in chasing after another's timing, you risk missing the beauty of your own unfolding. I know the path I've prepared for you, every step accounted for, each detour turned into a future blessing. Even when you feel bypassed or delayed, I am actively preparing you, strengthening your spirit for days yet to come. Do not shrink from the slow seasons. Here, I water the roots that will one day flourish. Pause in gratitude for what is forming unseen. Your faithfulness in these quiet seasons stirs my heart. If you truly knew how I watched over your family, even when you cannot see the evidence, you would breathe deeper. My hand covers those you love with care, surpassing your best intentions. When grief tugs or fear rises for their well-being, rest in the knowledge that I am not only your defender, but also the keeper of every soul you entrust to me. Trust me again to do what your words and efforts cannot. I see every longing of your heart for them, every sacrifice you make in secret. Cherish the simple joys, the laughter at the table, the quiet moments of connection. Every act of love you give is multiplied in my kingdom. Let gratitude become your doorway to joy today. Even as you face circumstances that seem unresolved, practice noticing the glimmers of my goodness scattered throughout your hours. The sunlight on your face, the kindness of a friend, the breath in your body, these are reminders that my love sustains you in all seasons. When you say thank you, even quietly, you create space for my hope to enter what feels heavy. Trust that nothing escapes my attention, not your silent tears, not the dreams you barely dare to name. I am a generous giver, and I delight in surprising you with reminders of my presence. Invite my guidance into every decision, large or small. I never grow weary of your questions, nor do I turn away from your uncertainties. You do not walk alone, beloved. My spirit stirs in your conscience, nudging you toward what brings life. If confusion clouds your direction, simply pause and breathe. My wisdom will meet you there, often quieter than you expect, arriving as inner peace where stress once ruled. Honor the slow unfolding process. It is meant to draw you close to me. Instead of fearing missteps, trust that I can gently redirect you, turning even your uncertainty into opportunity for deeper trust. I know sometimes you ache for immediate answers, longing for doors to open now and pain to be resolved. But my timing works both above and within time itself. Sometimes I shelter you in silence for your protection, or allow seasons of waiting so roots may anchor deep, away from storms. Do not mistake my slowness for indifference. Every moment you endure, I shape you as one who can carry hope for others. When fatigue sits heavy, let it nudge you toward my rest, not into the arms of despair. I hold the whole story in my hands, and you are never lost in the waiting. Let your identity be shaped by my words about you, not the ever-shifting voices around you. You are chosen, not by accident but with lasting intention. Every label the world tries to place on you cannot stand against my declaration. You are mine, beloved, precious and called for now. When you are tempted to compare, let me redirect your gaze to the unique beauty I am bringing forth in your life. No one else can live the calling I have set before you. Stand firm as my light in your sphere of influence, even when recognition is slow. I honor your quiet obedience and the steadfast hope you carry each day. In the gentle hush of this moment, place your anxious heart into my hands once more. You are not disqualified by fears or by doubts. My embrace is steady, holding you through each uncertainty, rebuilding your courage with waves of patient love. When you struggle to trust, admit it to me. I am not surprised. Rather, I delight when you come honestly. I am the sure foundation that never fails, the steady presence when all else gives way. Draw near and feel my peace settle over your soul like morning sunlight spilling into your room. Let the reassurance of my unending care wrap around your every concern, for I will not let you fall. Allow each breath to anchor you in this grace. Here, in the center of your real, unedited life, I am near. Where you sense emptiness or lack, Expect my fullness to arrive. This is not the end of your story, and what I began in you will not be abandoned. Hold on a little longer, for I am working in ways you have not yet seen, shaping a future infused with my promises, rich with purpose and belonging. Stay close, for the next step awaits my gentle leading, and your next moment of joy is already in motion. You may imagine that clarity will only dawn once you have mastered every piece of your life, but I want you to hold this instead. Peace begins not with full understanding, but with simple trust in me where you stand now. Rest your thoughts, let your breathing steady, and quiet the swirl that tries to press you forward in endless striving. I have not asked you to solve your future in one leap. Rather, I am inviting you to pause, to sense my nearness, and to discover that my presence is enough for every unknown awaiting you. You do not need a map when your hand is in mine. Calm settles around you now as you allow yourself to believe that I am already present in what lies ahead. Each morning my mercy finds you with new strength. Today, as you woke and let the sunlight play across your eyelids, did you notice how I greeted you with possibility? Even in the silence I am faithful, watching over your rest, breathing with you in every quiet moment. I long for you to see your day as a fresh field, not cluttered by regret or fear, but open for new seeds of hope and gratitude. Step outside, let the air refresh your lungs, sense how my handiwork surrounds you, in each bird, each leaf, every gentle breeze that nudges you back to wonder. There is nothing ordinary about this day, for I have crafted it with purpose for you. The worries that return in cycles, the burdens you try to predict and manage, they are not too much for me. I see when your shoulders tense, when anxiety stacks up behind your eyes, and when you wonder if you can keep carrying all that's expected. Come, let all those things drop at my feet. There is no shame in needing rest. There is wisdom in admitting your limits. Every time you let go, you make space for my strength to lift you. Breathe with me here. My peace is not far off. It is your inheritance as one who is mine. Some days, you measure yourself against others and feel lacking. Worry whispers you are lagging behind or missing something vital. I see your longing, your quiet comparisons. But I measure your growth by different marks. The courage in your yes, the humility in your questions, the love you show when no one else is looking. I rejoice in the choices that only I see. You are not late to my calling nor forgotten in the crowd. My timing for you is exact, set in wisdom, covered in mercy. Lay down the false timelines and trust that I am never in a rush, but always on time with what you most deeply need. There will be moments you are called to wait, and patience will feel costly. In these pauses, notice my presence more closely. I am not withholding blessing. I am strengthening your roots so that when the next season breaks forth, your joy will have staying power. Together, let us gather every small evidence of progress, every flicker of hope sprouting in the quiet soil of your life. When doubt gnaws at your certainty, return to the gentle ground of gratitude. Become present to what is, rather than what might be. The ability to surrender expectations and receive the actual gifts of today is a greater miracle than you realize. Sometimes you hope I will clear away every obstacle, but what I desire first is to show you my faithfulness in the midst of challenge. Even when the path winds through shadows, watch how I place encouragement in your way. A word from a friend, a memory that brings laughter, a moment of unexpected reprieve. Let these become anchors for your courage. You are not called to worry ahead into your tomorrows. You are simply called to follow my kindness step by step. My guidance will clarify as you move, not before. Receive this as my promise. I will not leave you guessing forever. I delight when you pause from effort and simply yield to my love. Today, quiet your inner critic and let my voice be the loudest one. Draw near to me with a posture of surrender, even if all you can muster is a whispered plea or a small act of openness. You are not diminished when you need help. You are my beloved, learning the rhythms of grace. Notice how dwelling a moment in my presence realigns your focus, so the clutter falls away and you remember what truly matters. Let gratitude become your steady practice, as you open your heart to give thanks, not only for what is bright, but for every small mercy, for every lesson hidden in difficulty. You will discover your burdens lose their weight. Gratitude cracks open the hard ground of discouragement so hope can rise again. Begin where you are, perhaps with a single breath, a memory of how I have seen you through before, or the sight of a loved one's smile. These moments are not trivial to me. They are seeds sown in faith, and I water them with my care. You worry about those you love, your family, your community, those who seem beyond your reach. Entrust them to me, little one. I am working in places unseen, gently tending to hearts and circumstances in ways you cannot orchestrate. Continue loving, continue praying, but let me carry what is too great for you. As you release control, notice how I lift the heaviness from your spirit and remind you that I am never absent in their stories. My protection, my wisdom, my presence travels with them even when you cannot. In the decisions that seem too complex or the burdens that appear unmovable, I am pouring out discernment and patience to guide you. Lean in close enough to hear my quiet counsel. Trust that even when answers are slow, I am forming something beautiful beneath the surface. Your obedience, though it may feel small or unseen, is precious to me and is never wasted. With every step you return in faith, you invite my power to surround your weakness and transform it into strength you did not know you possessed. Your future, though mysterious now, is held secure in my hands. There is a new strength blooming within you, one you did not plant, and one that no enemy can root out. I have been cultivating it beneath the surface, away from the eyes of those who counted you out, including your own. You have felt the tremors in the deepest layers of your heart, the gentle unrest signaling that you are stepping out of what once defined you. Beloved, all those secret hours, the ones spent surrendering, wrestling, even weeping, have not been wasted. I was present for every silent plea you thought no one could hear, tucking assurances into places that shame tried to hollow. My nearness is rewriting your story. As you read this, take a deep breath and notice the pulse of hope awakening. This is not your imagination. This is me, leading you out of old fear into territory marked by freedom. You are not who you were. That label the world pressed onto you, the ancient accusation echoing from your past, it is not your true name. I call you redeemed, restored, commissioned. My child, you have let go of some weights, but there are still hidden burdens I ask you to entrust into my care. Place your hand on your chest now. Feel my presence humming beneath your skin. Every heartbeat declares you are chosen. Repeat with me. I am no longer a prisoner to fear. I am embraced by love. Let these words break the cycle of doubt that loops through your thoughts. Each morning that you wake unsure, remember that your story is not being rewritten by circumstance, but by my unwavering compassion. There is a boldness rising in you, one unfamiliar yet unmistakably mine. You may sense a strange mix of joy and trembling right now. That is the sign of transformation. I see the questions surfacing. How can you possibly be ready for all I am calling forth? Here is truth. You are not sent by your own strength. My spirit empowers what feels inadequate in you. Stop measuring yourself against the giants of your past. I declare that your weakness is the entry point for miracles. Feel how your breathing slows as you consider this. Peace is a gift, not a reward. Rest in my sufficiency. Soon you will marvel at the courage flooding places that once cowered. My beloved child, I know there is still a part of you scanning the horizon for signs that things might collapse again. That anxiety is not yours to shoulder anymore. Bring it into my light, for with me there will always be enough grace, enough wisdom, enough provision for each day. Sometimes the greatest proof of my fidelity will be the quiet sustenance you feel in seemingly ordinary moments. Today, pay attention to a detail, a laugh, a shaft of sunlight, a taste of something sweet. I am meeting you there, whispering that my goodness outlasts shadows. Thousands before you have doubted at the threshold of breakthrough, but my faithfulness has never failed a seeking heart. You are part of a movement, one who awakens hope in barren places. There is a commission blooming. You are no longer simply surviving adversity. You are becoming an answer for others who ache as you once did. The pain I have mended in you is turning into a wellspring of compassion. As you yield, I am releasing through you a ripple of healing. Some will notice, others will simply find comfort in your presence without knowing why. You do not need a platform to be my vessel. Every small act, every word spoken in kindness, every silent prayer, these are seeds of my kingdom moving through your life. I am rewriting legacy. Pause and notice how your body feels in this moment. There may be warmth in your hands or a tingling across your skin. That is the residue of my spirit. You are not imagining it. Let your guard drop further. With every breath, allow my affirmation to settle deeper. You are called, you are needed, you are protected. Do not harden your heart to the gentle invitations that come when the world grows quiet. Those are not your thoughts alone. They are my longing for intimacy with you. Even now, I am drawing closer. This week, do not be surprised when clarity comes in the midst of what others call mundane. A phrase will surface during conversation, or a song will echo a longing you thought was buried. When this occurs, you will recognize my hand, because peace will settle upon you like dew. You have wondered if my voice is reserved for prophets or saints, but I am speaking to you with unmistakable tenderness. Let your ears tune to my whisper. My sheep know my voice. The door you thought was forever closed is stirring on its hinges. It will not look like you expected, but trust the nudge. I will confirm my leading through undeniable peace. You are not meant to hoard what I have poured into you. Freely you have received, now freely give. Do not discount your own healing, even if it seems incomplete. Out of your pursuit, I create safe places for the hurting to rest. You are a haven in formation. The world aches for authenticity. Your scars testify of my ability to resurrect what was deemed lost. Instead of hiding former wounds, show them to the world as proof that I reign over even shattered places. I take what once silenced you and use it as a megaphone for my mercy. Let these words mark you. Listen beneath the surface. Do you sense that surge of anticipation? I am aligning circumstances you cannot control. Have you noticed how your desires have shifted? Longings you thought you outgrew have returned, but now they are refined, clarified by fire. This is not regression, it is revelation. I have not relegated you to the sidelines. You have a role tailor-made by my hand. Nothing and no one can disqualify you. The next step may require risk, but the unknown is where trust flourishes. As you move, I am moving with you. You may question if you can sustain this growth, worrying you will revert to old patterns. Hear me. Transformation is not about striving, but about repeatedly returning to me. A righteous person rises again, not because they never fall, but because they remember who lifts them. When you falter, reach for me. My mercy is new every morning, washing away yesterday's exhaustion. The enemy may whisper that your progress is fragile, but I say your roots are going deeper with every act of surrender. Look for subtle shifts, unexpected boldness, greater patience, a heart that forgives easier. These are signs of metamorphosis. You are about to witness my goodness in surprising forms. In the next few days, someone will unknowingly speak the encouragement you most crave. This is how you will know it's me. The echo will ring truer than logic, and your spirit will recognize my signature. Keep your heart soft, stay attentive, and know that in every unfolding moment, I am working all things together for your good. There is more I am preparing. Lift your gaze, beloved, as the morning air stirs beyond your window. My nearness is not theory, but the pulse beneath each moment you endure. The quiet in your heart is where my voice resounds, prompting you to release what burdens you and open your hands to what I am placing within them. Even when the fog of uncertainty lingers, resist those urges to retreat in fear or hide your tenderness away. I am not distant, nor do I tire of your questions. My joy is found in your wrestling and your return. When you question your place, believe that I am shaping you quietly, hidden and protected, until your appointed time rises. With every breath you draw, I call you by name. There is no swirl of chaos, no troubled thought you carry that I cannot redeem. Remember the simple act of pausing, listening to the hush between your heartbeats. There, rest in my assurance. My peace does not dull your passion but grounds you. So your hope becomes unshakable, a steady river that runs within even as storms gather overhead. Know this, the ground beneath you is secure when you anchor your identity in me. Press onward, for each step you take is one I have already prepared. There are seeds I have planted deep within your spirit, dreams that felt dormant, promises you once set aside, whisperings you dared not speak aloud. I have not forgotten what I have spoken over your life. My timing perfects every detail, calling forth what once seemed impossible. Let each day greet you with expectancy, for I delight in awakening you to new mercy and renewed strength. Within the walls of your home, let compassion be the gentle light washing over your loved ones, transforming impatience into patience, frustration into laughter, anxiety into trust. Do not measure the worth of your journey by comparison. Each life entrusted to me unfolds at its own rhythm. The victories you witness in others are not proof of your delay, but reminders that I am working in countless unseen ways. When discouragement steals upon you in quiet hours, recall how I have sustained you through nights you thought would never end. My presence is not a hint, but a shelter invisible yet steadfast, wrapping you in reassurance stronger than any disappointment. Your willingness to surrender each outcome is a seed sown in ground I cultivate. Let gratitude rise, not only for the answered prayers but for the waiting rooms, for even these are sanctuaries where my voice becomes unmistakably clear. Thank me as you stand at the open window, feeling the gentle shift of sunlight across your skin, for every ray is evidence that I have kept you. Embrace the small, the mundane, the morning routines, the laughter echoing from the next room, the silent moments after dusk when all is still. I am not only in the grand displays, but in the daily provision, the quiet nudges to speak life, to encourage, to listen. When doubts return, what if I misstep? What if the doors remain shut? Let my response echo in your heart. I am your waymaker. My plans for you are not thwarted by moments of weakness or seasons of silence. Stand firm in the knowledge that what you release to me, I multiply in my wisdom and timing. My hand upon your life is gentle, never forcing, always inviting. Each choice to trust, each surrender of pride, draws you nearer to the fullness I have designed. You are not alone in your longing for completion, for understanding. The journey I set before you is not a test of perfection, but of relationship. Even as you stumble, my steadying grip is there. I do not scold you for faltering, but remind you. My grace is the fertile ground from which your courage grows. Cherish those moments when you simply sit in my presence, unhurried and honest, sharing your hopes and small regrets. In such transparency, you discover that my love is the answer to every hidden ache. Resist the pressure to perform for my attention. Come as you are, full of dreams, weary with cares, unsure or resolute. I am the one who sees beyond every mask and welcomes your true self. Let my affirmation quiet the voices of comparison and fear, for you are mine and my delight is in you. When you choose to forgive, to extend gentleness even when wounded, you reflect the radiance of my own heart. Each act of faithfulness, seen or unseen, becomes a wellspring of grace for those around you. Remain present with me in this moment. Let my spirit stir hope where resignation once set in. Lift your requests to me not with anxiety, but with confidence that my listening is attentive and personal. I have not overlooked one sigh, nor misread your motives. Every time you turn your gaze toward me, you are met with eyes of compassion and a future brighter than your past. Move forward anchored in my loyal love, and let each new day be another step into the fullness of life I am leading you to embrace. In this moment, you and I stand at the threshold of something holy. Can you sense it? The nearness, palpable as the hush right before dawn, envelops you now. The weight pressing on your chest lightens. My voice, steady and true, washes over the ache and confusion, reminding you that you are not a product of your past nor a prisoner of what you fear might never change. Let yourself awaken to the truth resounding beneath every heartbeat. You are chosen, not by accident or requirement, but by my relentless delight. I have seen every tear, every brave whisper in the darkness, every hope that refused to die. All of it matters to me. You think you have walked alone, but beloved, my nearness has been stitched into every breath you take. Rest, the striving can cease. You do not build your worth with exhausting effort, nor will you lose it by faltering one more time. My love is unbreakable, covering you right now like gentle rain tracing your skin. Notice the shift inside your chest, peace, deeper than intellect, settling like a mantle on your shoulders. This is not the peace of denial or escape, but of knowing that the outcome is under sovereign care. I stand at the edge of your uncertainty, wild with compassion, eager for you to trust the hand that has never let you slip. The future you are aching for is not contingent on your flawless performance. It blooms out of our intimacy, out of the surrender you dare to offer even when you still feel afraid. Do you perceive how I am doing a new thing inside you even now? Place your hand on your heart if you are able. Feel the rhythm thrumming beneath your skin. Each beat is a reminder that you are meant for more than mere survival. Speak it aloud, quietly or boldly. I am loved by God. Let those words settle in, outlasting every old accusation. The enemy may have hissed that you are forgotten, too late, too wounded for restoration. But I declare with finality, your scars are not your story's end. They are evidence of miracles in motion. My power is being perfected precisely where you feel weakest, in those places you've tried to hide. You are being shaped not by the battles you've lost, but by the victory I am winning in your very soul. Remember, I waste nothing, not a single moment of grief, nor a single hidden act of kindness. Every disappointment has been gathered in my hands, every unanswered prayer cradled close. I have transformed waiting into wisdom and turned setbacks into new seeds of breakthrough. Even today you will notice a kindness come unexpectedly, someone's words or a stranger's smile, and in that instant recall that I am orchestrating wonders behind the scenes. You'll know it's me because peace will settle over you like a light on a troubled sea. Your story is far from over. In fact, the most radiant chapters are opening before your eyes. That persistent longing, the hunger for more, was placed there by my Spirit, not to torment or taunt, but to guide you toward destiny. What you thought was a season of delay has been a sacred preparation. Every ache, every restless question has been a summons to deeper waters. Do not shrink back now. The places where you have seen only ruins will soon pulse with resurrection life. My child, your season is shifting. Let this truth saturate you. You are not merely surviving. I am causing you to thrive. The grip of anxiety loosens now. Your lungs fill easily as you realize you can rest in the certainty of my promise. The wounds that others could not heal, the betrayals that cut so deep, the old fears of being too much or not enough, they are losing their hold. Forgiveness is flowing through your veins like healing water. You are not who you were yesterday, and tomorrow will bring greater freedom still. No enemy, no memory, can undo what my love seals. I see you questioning whether you can truly sustain this hope or if you'll slip back into despair. That fear is real, but my faithfulness is fiercer still. There is nothing about you I regret calling my own. My presence does not vacate when you stumble. I draw closer. You are being fortified for impact, not merely for your sake, but for the countless lives your courage will touch. Today, speak blessing over the ground you once cursed, and watch fresh life emerge. I am rewriting your name into the story of redemption. Look for the shift this week. You will notice a renewing clarity in the way you approach a challenge that once daunted you. You'll recognize my whisper as fresh understanding and calm replace the old pressure. When this happens, mark it. It is my sign that you are moving with me now, bound not by circumstance but by identity. Many have felt the awakening you are tasting. This movement of hearts revived, destinies reactivated, is spreading, one surrendered soul at a time. You are part of a sacred remnant called to release hope into a weary world. Rise up, not in human strength alone, but fueled by the fire of my passion for you. Take each small step knowing you are shielded, carried, and empowered. The dreams you nearly abandoned, pick them up again. The prayers you once whispered before bed, pray them with audacity. I inhabit your expectancy, and as you stretch your faith, the impossible becomes your legacy. Your life is a sign and a wonder to those around you. Let my grace be your anthem, my faithfulness your banner. Never forget, beloved, you are my masterpiece, still unfolding. You have been called, cleansed, and commissioned. My spirit is alive in you, releasing boldness and discernment where there was once confusion. Every promise I speak is alive with resurrection power, transforming what the enemy meant for harm into a testimony that will burn long after this day closes. Hold fast. Trust that what I am beginning will far surpass the suffering and the waiting. This is the sound of chains falling, of old burdens melting away into song. Even now, as we draw close in this sacred space, sense the warmth in your chest. Breathe deeply. Peace. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are treasured, sealed, and sustained. I am with you, in the trial and in the triumph. My love has no boundary, and my purpose for you knows no limit. Trace every step you've taken and see my fingerprints on the journey. From your first breath until your last heartbeat, I will never relinquish you. The future is bursting with my goodness. Watch as I make all things new through you. Amen. Before you leave this moment, tell me which truth reached deepest. Write it below, not as performance, but as remembrance. When you see those words again, they will anchor you. I am reading every one, beloved. Your voice matters to me